So getting directly into it. Hey, happy Saturday to everybody. So two major updates that was updated before I even went live or set up this live. One being that Tommy the Gossip confirms that he is in fact in contact with VAR. Now he says that VAR contacted him, and they've been talking, and they're supposed to be going on a date tonight. He was showing, everybody what he's gonna be wearing, for the date with VAR. I guess VAR's trying to, um, wheel him in like he did Shamar by showing him the bank account thing again. That's where that bank account situation came back into play, because that's what he did with Shamar. He was showing Shamar the bank account, and that's how he got Shamar to get the bond off of Alvo, to get back for Alvo leaking his number. And Shamar was paid money from VAR to go do it. And VAR got his wishes. So, Tommy is a genius at creating content. So you can't hate on the player. Don't hate the player, hate the game. Is all I gotta tell you. Then early this morning, I want to start this at the beginning of the video, all these updates. Eventually Alvo just came out because his clout is gone, the money is gone, and the Airbnbs are gone. Now he's wanting Shamar back, and he's trying to get Shamar's attention. I do believe Shamar is gonna go back with Alvo. I think the only thing standing in the way of him going back with Alvo is Lashun and Messy. Those are the only two people right now that are the distractions. But at the same time, we know Shamar listens to whatever he feels like listening to. So that really doesn't hold any weight either. But that's the only thing that will probably stand in the way of Shamar getting back with Alvo. Or, Alvo maybe trying to be standoffish from trying to pursue it if he gets scared of the presence of Lashun, because you already know that the dude Larry that Shamar was going with, I didn't want to play it on my channel because he was cussing too much. He sounded like his brain cells were burnt out from smoking the ooh wee. And I just didn't want to take no chance with, just the way he just was sounding, letting him because it was going to take him forever to explain what happened when he said he seen Alvo at the train station. Alvo ran. He was scared. Larry wanted to fight him, and I guess Larry must have told him when he saw him he was gonna shoot the ones with him. Larry claims, if I heard correctly, that he hit him or swung on him, and I guess Alvo ran. Hey, Wendelina. Hey, hi to all my mods. Happy Saturday. Mimi, Crafty, Jackie. No one's perfect in life. I hope he respects and not just gets up and runs away after he gets what he wants. I hope that's not what he wants a relationship for. Right. Hey, Miss Diamond. It says what? Hey, Wendelina. I don't like Scamvo either. What's up? I'm up here. Oh yeah, Ivan. You gonna come up in a minute, because I'm so glad, because people probably was confused by this title, but I'm gonna get into what this whole live's about in a second. However, I wanted just to update you with stuff that happened as of today, information on what's going on in social media land. And like I'm gonna say, big ups to Tommy the Gossip, because that's the way you do content. Tommy the Gossip is creating content like people in the big, tall executive buildings do in Hollywood when they create scripts for soaps that you guys watch. People that still look at soap operas. this is real life. That's what's so dope about this content, about this reality. It's real reality. These are really people that are willing to put their life on a limb and be judged by the masses because they're sharing their toxicity lifestyle with the public for $1. And if you like it, I love it. I'm not going to criticize anybody. So before we get into what's been happening, which I told you a little bit anyways, I told you the two main topics that we're going to discuss, but this is not why I made this live. Initially, it was to clear up something else. That was earlier this morning. I created this live for 1 o'clock, and then I pushed it back to 3 because I had seen that Alvo was trying to get back with Shamar, and he was trying to get the audience's attention, what he was trying to do, because his clout and views are just not there no more. So it's, if you don't have any views, it equals no money, and then he can't drink any what is it called, the Dawn, and he can't get the Airbnbs no more. You feel what I'm saying? Everything is at a standstill for him. But I saw in my comment section, and like I told you guys before, I at times will respond. I won't sometimes say anything in the comment section because I think sometime in the comment section, if I say something, I'm not going to cuss and carry on, but it can appear to be very messy on my part to respond. So I want to respond in this fashion so that it gets out to the masses. I don't care what you think about Tommythegossip. I don't care what you think about Shamar. I don't care what you think about Alvo. You're not going to sway me as a grown adult into liking one or the other, or if I dislike one, that I have to dislike them both. I'm in my own lane. I am not no follower, and I'm not going to have somebody grown that I'm probably even older, even if I'm not older than them, tell me something, and I'm supposed to apply that to my life. I am very transparent that I don't like Alvo. I don't like him. I think, and the main reason why I don't like him, and it's so sad that I got black women that are the haters to me. And the main reason why I don't like Alvo is because of how he treats my black women, my sisters. But them same sisters will hate on me. And this is the reason why I don't like Alvo, is because he disrespects black sisters in the community, and he'll do it for a dollar bill. He will allow taking another woman's money to read another woman to filth. And I'm just not with that program. And I never was with the program. I'm not with disrespecting somebody for a dollar bill, especially a man who wants to be us. Alvo wants to be a woman so he can be freely with men, unlimited, but he's a man. So he already has hate for women, and black women in particular, because he wants to be us. How dare we normalize the disrespect and say, oh, he's funny, when he's not funny, and he's boring to me, and he's disrespectful on top of that. I just can't tolerate neither one. Boring and disrespectful, okay? So you're not going to tell me, well, if I don't like Alvo, I shouldn't like Tommythegossip either. If you don't like Tommythegossip, you don't like Tommythegossip. Tommythegossip may not like me, but you know what? I don't care. I'm not here for nobody to like or like me. Hold on 1 second. Hold on, guys. If I make friends along the way, so be it. But I'm not worried about making any friends. I have enough friends in my real life off of social media. So that's just the bottom line. Hello, Felicia. Make sure y'all hit the like button. Some of these people that don't like me probably don't like this, or they're like, so how am I expecting them to like me? You feel what I'm saying? So these are the same women. It says hello, SO, that love is here. Hey Tammy, these are the same women that are literally in live streams with sissies who are dragging black queens in the comment section, and you're cash apping and laughing while you're cash apping somebody like Alvo, giving him money to read a black woman who's a stranger to you, has never done anything to you, but for you to feel like something, you will pay him to drag another black woman. That's because your self-esteem about yourself and your insecurities about yourself are low. Because if you do, it could be the biggest mistake in his life. Enough is enough to me. I think he learned a little lesson from being incarcerated, but again, I think he needs alcohol help. Talking about Alvo, Tommy went after Avery, and now Var. Nobody came after Tommy. Var does not need any of them because he has his own money and businesses. Tommy is trying to find a way to make Shamar mad. Well, Coco, that's common sense. That's the reason why we're up here. But if you heard what I had said, I played the devil's advocate. I said Tommy the Gossip is smart because that's the way you're supposed to do when you get back at somebody. If you feel as though you want to take it there, I'd rather see Tommy the Gossip do what he's doing rather than do something that's going to get his freedom taken or get him unalived or hurt. The stuff that Shamar's doing, letting people put a battery in his back, he's going to people's houses. He's being swayed into going to people's houses where they lay their head. That's not where it's at. Tommy is at least keeping it cute. He's keeping it on social media. That's where we're supposed to keep it. If you want to get petty, which to me, if me and you are not friends, we have a fallout, you go your way, I go my way. That's the school I'm from. But these are younger cats. These are younger kids. You know what I'm saying? And some people come from good cloths and some people don't. Some people are petty and some people are not. But I feel like if you want to be petty, that's where you keep it at. Tommy's not hurting anybody the way he's doing it, and he's creating content. Shamar better take back his caregiver. I seen it and I cut my phone off. I didn't want to see it. It's sad. So I don't know what's going to become of that situation with Tommy the Gossip and Var, but Tommy the Gossip is just doing Tommy the Gossip. I can't. He's a grown man. Like with my son, I might get on my son. He's 33, and I might, tell him about what he needs to be doing in his life. But he has to see things for what it is on his own. You can lead a horse to water, but you can't make him drink. Let me make sure that my connection is clear. Hear me just fine. Y'all can hear me just fine with my loud voice. You can lead a horse to water, but you can't make him drink. Now I'm about to move. I'm at my desk, my office desk, and I want to position myself in a better position. I do this every time I come on live, so y'all bear with me. Bear with me, okay? Yeah, because I've been sitting up all morning. And I just want to sit in a different position. So bear with me. Okay, I'm back. Can y'all hear me? Hold on. Y'all should be able to hear me now. I'm sorry. Yeah, I had to position myself because I've been sitting up and my body's just like, you need to go sit yourself down another way. Get a little bit more comfortable here. So I had to rearrange everything. But let me get to, wait a minute, let me hold on. Let me get to the last comment so I can make sure that I'm reading my comments and not ignoring nobody. There we go. Shamar better take back his caregiver. I read that. It says I seen it and I cut my phone off. I seen that. Hey, Savine. LOL, we can't run it. It was a promo, I think. Yeah, that's what it seemed like it was, though. Queen Scorpio. But Tommy also called VAR on the phone and asked him was they gonna still go out tonight. So VAR said yeah. So Tommy said, well, I'm gonna go get my hair cut. And and he showed what he was gonna wear and everything. Tommy really didn't take anybody from Shamar because Shamar, honestly, that's why I always say it says, Davis, big blessings to you. Hi, Dawn. That's why I always say, you just people sound stupid when they assume that I take up for Shamar because when Shamar's doing right, I'm going to defend it. When he's doing wrong, I'm going to talk about it and I'm going to tell him he's doing wrong. And the same thing with Tommythegossip. If he's doing, I just think that it was a clever move that he made. Instead of getting out in these streets and fighting and getting himself all locked up and everything like that, coming to somebody's house, acting like a tough guy, mess around, get hurt or unalived or go to jail, just doing it for the views. And then you can't now eat no more because you're either locked up, hurt, or unalived. He took it and kept it on social media and he's eating off of it and he's creating content. And it's going to get to a point which is very clever for Tommythegossip where he can expand his content to other topics because he's making content now. Shamar doesn't have to be the content. He's also making content for the people in the sector. Who would have ever thought that we'd be talking about VAR again? Who would have ever thought we would have been looking at VAR's bank account amount again? I'm being funny when I say that, but I'm gonna show that real quick again. VAR likes to show his credentials, so and people like to look at credentials, so we'll show them for him to make them feel like something. But yeah, VAR is definitely an opportunist. Hey, it is what it is. I have nothing against VAR. He has never disrespected me. He's probably living his best life, obviously. And he got businesses. He ain't out here selling drugs. I ain't got nothing to say about him. So as of 15 minutes ago, he's somewhere drinking some cocktails. They look delicious. Ain't gonna lie. And this is like, this is what he likes to share. So he's at the it says, what does it say? VAR Robinson. He's on another level. Ain't nobody comparable. It says checkings account, and it says right here, I think the last time it was 70 something thousand or 60 something thousand. So over the last couple of months, he's made or put away another good 30,000, I'll say, or 25,000 roughly, and that's delicious because a lot of people are not making that in real life. You know what I'm saying? So he's doing his thing, and I'm not hating on nobody. And the thing is it's like people want me as a grown person to pick a side. Pick a side for what? That's the problem with you people. When I say you people, I'm talking about the 1%ers. You're picking a side. And what side are you picking? You don't even know these people in real life to be on somebody's side. You haven't built relations with these people. You're taking a side from word of mouth. And half these ninjas are young, dumb, and full of you know what, and they lie a lot. And we catch them in lies all the time, and y'all are picking a side with liars. You mods can handle the messy. LOL, I'm ready for it. I mean, us, it says you. Us mods can handle the messy. I already know, Ivan. You already know. You y'all, all my heavy hitters are in here. Take our sisters' money, getting Airbnbs and laying up with broke men with the money. Exactly. Doing the sucking and the you know what. You know what I'm saying? I can't stand to hear Alvo's voice with his dirty behind. Yeah, the people on Trapper. If you don't like Alvo, you shouldn't like Tommythegossip. First of all, I don't know neither one of the ninjas. I just said, and I'm gonna continue to say it. Put a 1 in the chat if I always say, Tommythegossip is funny. I can literally sometimes when I can't sleep because my sleep sometimes be messed up. I literally can give Tommythegossip credit for me going to sleep laughing because that dude is funny. You know what I'm saying? And just like with Shamar, what am I supposed to do with Shamar? I tell Shamar all the time, for an example, trying to look out for him. Giving you an example. Shamar, go get your YouTube channel monetized. Stop cussing on YouTube. Stop doing this, Shamar. Stop doing it. Listen, you can lead a horse of water, but you can't, hey, Genty, but you can't make them drink it. There's content creators, I give them the game. I don't personally go to their inboxes or to their YouTube channels and give them the game, but we know that they're in the bushes. And sometimes this money or this fame or this clout or this limelight that people think that they're in, they're trying to be bigger than the program, it gets them caught up. That's why I do what I can do. I try to respect people on neutral grounds. Unless they disrespect me, then I'll cut them off. And in some cases, I don't even cut you off. I try to make you be great. Like I did Shamar. I could have straight up dragged him for filth when he disrespected me. But for what? That ain't my character. And I'm not a jealous person because I never had to be a jealous person and move like a jealous person because that's just not me. I'm a person, I'm a giver. I love to give more than to receive. I feel better giving than receiving. So whether it's money or my time or the game, giving you the game so you can help better yourself, that's what I'd rather do. That's what I'd rather talk about. That's what I'd rather be about. But see, people don't want you to give them the game. People don't want you to uplift people, you know what I'm saying, and make them better. Because we have that enslaved mentality. You rather really have high respects and want to like and wish you could double and triple like people's videos that are just nothing but toxic people. Because the day ain't gonna go good for you unless it's some drama going on that's you're being exposed to. Now, this content that we look at up here is not clean content, not by a long shot. So I have to make it into clean content. And by the time you get off of this live, I just be hoping y'all learned something from it. Or when you got off, your nerves ain't on edge, that you enjoyed the show. I don't want you to get off of here and it feels like your cage has been rattled. You know what I'm saying? This is your brain on drugs because it's so toxic. Nah, I don't want that going on over here. But like I said, I don't like Alvo. Period, point blank. It's gonna remain that way until I see change in him. He's another one I gave the game to. And I kept telling people he needs to fall back because he's gonna end up losing channels, from the cussing, the carrying on. And he's not editing this stuff out, and then he's sitting up there disrespecting people. He's using a pet platform for panhandling and all of that. And you see him running and creating page to page to page to page. I see content creators too that I give them the game. And you know, they're starting over from scratch because they think they're bigger than the program, and it's really hard up here to make it on YouTube. Now you made it. Now you're thinking you're bigger than the program, and you're losing your channels and stuff. And people are asking what's up with your channel, and you saying stupid stuff, like just saying straight up that YouTube took your channel because you wasn't following the guidelines of YouTube. You saying stupid stuff like, oh, my channel got hacked, when we know that that's not what happened to your channel. You know what I'm saying? You getting that $5, $6, $7, $8,000 a month after they take the 44%. You done made YouTube about 20,000 for the month, but they take 44% off the top. So you're bringing in maybe $7,000 to $8,000 after they take the 44%, and you getting greedy now. So you're not listening to the assignment. You're not listening to the game that's being sold to you. When the game is supposed to be told, not sold, and the game is given to you, and you're trying to ignore the game because low key you don't like me and don't know me from a hole in the wall. And guess what? If you listen to me, you would be okay, and you still be getting the bag. It's just it's crazy work up here, man. So when you hear me say crazy work, I mean it. When I say crazy work, it's crazy work up here. What I be seeing, I wouldn't give Alvo a wooden nickel. The woman who give Alvo their money knowing that he's disrespectful, them are the ones who are disrespecting themselves openly, knowing how Alvo is. These women are desperate for attention. Exactly, Coco. That exactly. You were exactly right. So, like I said, I've been in this game since 2015, actually. But I got the game right in 2017. And I haven't looked back since. Because when you get tired of being tired, you know what I'm saying? Because I've been there before too, bringing my personal life on YouTube and thinking I can get up here like I'm on the phone with my girlfriend and be cussing and carrying on, not knowing that you got to wipe your feet off when you come into these people's place of business. And you can't be up here cussing and carrying on, because what you're going to do is you're going to mess around and rock yourself to sleep. And YouTube's going to take everything that you worked hard for. So when you get tired of getting everything that you worked hard for taken, you find a way where you still can, appease your audience, but not hurt yourself in the process. And this is what people are doing, hurting themselves in the process. But anyways, to make a long story short, I really feel like Shamar's lost in the sauce. Really sad. I don't know what he's going to do about this Alvo situation, but I think that the only thing, if he doesn't go back to Alvo, that's going to keep him from not going back to Alvo is the bullies that are around him. I cannot stand Lashun either. So let's not forget him. He's on the list. Lashun, like I said, he really hasn't pretty much said anything about me. But even if he did, I wouldn't care. He has every right to, because I openly say I can't stand him. You know what I'm saying? But make sure y'all hit that like button, because the likes are not adding up to how many people are in here sucking up the information. So just make sure. I know you guys think I get paid off the likes, but trust and believe I don't. And like I said, I can't wait till YouTube does away with the like button. I can't wait. I can't wait to rub that in, because then it'll be almost like, man, I can't hear her say no more, like, hit the like button, and I'm not going to hit it. I can't hear her say that. That satisfaction of knowing that she's going to ask me to do it and I'm not going to do it. I just can't wait till they just do away with it. It's just like everyone keeps saying, it's like TV. Nobody hits the like button on when you're watching TV. So why is YouTube asking us to ask people to hit the like button on here? You got expensive, sophisticated systems that can tell you if the audience is into into the content or not. You don't need them to like the video. So that's they're kind of like YouTube needs to upgrade things. You know what I'm saying? But I don't know. No batteries needed in just. It says no batteries needed in your back. Just hit the light. Exactly. But you already know, Wendolina, what it is. Ain't nothing but a bunch of haters. Yes, ma'am. That's who I'm talking about. He needs alcohol help because when he drinks, he don't know what he done the next day. He goes on a rant. Yep. Happy Saturday, Manifest. Yes, connection is clear. Okay. I gotta get down here because I got a whole bunch of comments. I'm so busy running my mouth that I have to play catch up here. For real. Yeah. So I'm just reading these comments. But yeah, Tommythegossip, he's going on a date today with VAR. VAR's wheeling him in with that little 92,000 he got up in his checking account. Very well. And you, Ivan Jr., thank you. Yes, we can hear you. Okay. Hello, Felicia. I'm just reading some of these comments, guys. I don't want y'all to think that I'm trying to. Certainly not worth it. He has to think more first about more than just himself. He calls a child as well. One would think the others would be more responsible. However, they're still just choosing to be reckless. You're right. Grand Rising Love. You are right. It says, let's make the likes make sense. Yeah, it's crazy. It says, just keep being you. Always, Savine. You already know, sis. That's facts. You are a real hitter. You give facts and you don't bring negativity. Thank you, Dawn. You know what I'm saying? It says, thank you for not being biased. Thank you, Tommythegossip. What's up, baby? Holla. There's Tommy right there. Tommy knows I ain't got no smoke with him. There he goes. It says, a personal mental can make it break. Yeah, that's why I had to read some of these comments because I'm like, I have so many comments because Tommy was at, let me see, at 338 and it's 347. So I'm like way behind reading these comments and I like to read my comments. But I get sometimes I get long-winded talking and I miss some comments, you know what I'm saying? Hello, SL Mars. Happy Saturday to everyone. Happy Saturday, Latanya. Let me see. It says hello, Tommythegossip. Yes, Tommythegossip is in the building. And I'm so glad I'm glad that he made, his presence known because, I know that Tommy knows that I don't dislike him at all. And he knows that I think he's funny. He knows I'm subscribed to his channel. He knows all of this. He also knows that people plant seeds because they want like channel holders to be beefing. Y'all hear me say that all the time. Put a one in the chat. Y'all hear that stuff. And it's so sad. It's like soon as like Shamar goes missing and there's no content to talk about, it's like people try to plant seeds like, nah, now we want the channel holders fighting with each other. Nah, we got enough going on out here. We don't need to be fighting each other. We're employees of each other. We're co-workers, I mean. We ain't got time to be fighting. We trying to get a bag. You know what I'm saying? We're the content creators. How are we sitting up there fighting each other when we supposed to be reporting the mess? I think tomorrow only do this when Shamar gets drunk, but you know what to me, stuff in life, losing your mother, being by yourself, buying your friendships. I've been there. Since in me myself, I've been there, and it's not as fine against everybody as alcoholic. You go to alcohol. It says you cussing everybody out, but your mother's very lonely. That's why he made the song to his mother, and that's powerful. You're not. It says, why are you setting up on her, worrying about what people think about you? Here's Oh, I'm not worried about what anybody thinks about me. I just try to set the record straight because, like, for an example, that lady Crystal, she was my moderator. But see, you have to understand, there's so many people, new and old, that cross my channel. Like, of course, if it was Wendelina or say Ivan or somebody like that, any of my mods, Latanya, I would know who this person was that was trying to plant seeds, because you're a mod over at, say, at Tommythegossip's channel, and I would be like, oh, okay, so that was when the lean that put that in my comment section. But see, the lady Crystal, I don't really remember her, and that's crazy to say that, but she must have, I don't know, maybe she wasn't a regular mod. Maybe she was from, Crystal could have been a mod, maybe from Nature Boy content, maybe from um what is it, Christian Rock content. She may have been a mod from a while ago, haven't been around, but pops in because this is also the content she looks at. Maybe she was someone I picked as a mod when I started doing Shamar content, but she not a regular, like Wendelina, you know what I'm saying, like, Ivan, you know what I'm saying, people like that. But I just don't have time for, because you have a fallout with a channel holder, you wanna put me in that. Nah, I don't do that. Not only that, I've never talked to you off of social media. I honestly never paid attention to the fact you were one of my mods. That's how I know you must have not have been a regular. Truth be told, I like Alvo and Tommy and Shamar. I wish they would come together and break the cycle. They all used to be friends. Tell me your business. You out there to keep it real. Make sure y'all hit the like button. Hit the like button. Hit the like button. 91. Okay, money is the root of all evil. You hear me, and that's what they fighting for a while. But you're damned if you do, you're damned if you don't. Let me give you an example. Okay, Shamar, he was homeless about a year and some change ago, right? He used to be on here. He used to beg for CashApp. So whatever, how he was getting paid, Apple Pays or whatever. Alvo, same thing. Messed up in the game, homeless, had to beg online, panhandle from Big Go all the way to TikTok to YouTube. And you guys used to say Tommythegossip did the same thing. Now Tommythegossip out of the circle has turned, not asking for money anymore, but he's doing content on what he chooses to talk about that happened to him in his life. He chooses to feel the way he feels and use that, and he's getting a bag for it. He's not out here trying to shoot somebody's house up, pum somebody's house up, do a drive-by, like things that people do to get their freedom taken. It's almost like that would be the norm to some people if Tommy would have just maybe went over to Shamar's house and beat him down. Right, it would have been the norm, but it also would have been the norm that he would have went to jail, and then it would have been no more Tommythegossip. But because he went and said, I'm going to turn an unfortunate situation into an income and be able to pay my rent so I'm not in the street and I can take care of my family with this, that brings people hating on that person. You can't make it make sense. It's diabolical. It's crazy work. That's all I can say. It's just crazy work. It's just so sad how And it's your own kind that be holding you down. I wish the same thing too. The damage is too far to gone, right? You think I set up on here and waste my time worrying about he say and because there's someone up there that loves me, the respect and respects me. That's what's up, Jackie. That's what's up. I know that's right. Says they all need to grow up. I want to do they get headaches. I mean, to be honest with you, just like I was recording some of what Lashun been putting up, and he's just getting a little bit just too childish with it. It's almost like some of what I put up can hurt my name, because it's like, why would I waste my audience's time putting up some of this mess that they're sitting up there recording themselves or want people to record of this nonsense. You know what I'm saying? Now, I have put up Lashun's, moments where he would get up there and have meltdowns at some weird hours of the night when I couldn't sleep, and I would record them. And only a handful of people probably would have the same content, right? And that's a good thing. And I will put it up, share it with the community. But the stuff he's putting up now is just foolishness. You know what I'm saying? Just like with, Messi, with the talking about Tommy has a caregiver and he beats his dogs. It's like, all you do when you say stuff like that is let us know that whatever you're trying to do to Tommy the gossip, it's not working, or it hasn't triggered him in a way that you wanted it to. So now you're just throwing anything up against the wall to see what's gonna stick. Just in case if I don't be on here tomorrow, happy Mother's Day to you all. Thank you, Latanya. I feel you. Happy Mother's Day to you too, sweetie. I feel you, Ivan. That's so true. It says I wish I could like more than one time. Thank you, Felicia. Hey, beef tips and rice. How is everybody Saturday? It's going good. Thank you, Miss Dane 7. Jackie, money is not the root of all evil. It's written that the love of money is the root of all evil. The love of keyword love, cause when you love something, you put it above everything. Exactly. Even God, when you love something. Do you think Tommy will let go or keep the mess going? Well, honestly, the mess really started with Shamar's circle. Tommy's not doing nothing. Let me say this to you, Bonita. Tommy's not doing nothing no different than what I'm doing, or any of the other channel holders that were in the sector. I don't know what's going on with some of these channel holders. Well, I know what's going on with. I ain't gonna get into it. I actually said a little bit too much earlier, a mouthful. But you gotta follow the rules. Start getting that money, and you start getting bigger than the program. Then now you can't report on the program because YouTube then took your program. You know what I'm saying? But anyways, I got a little sidetrack. He's not doing nothing no better than, I'd rather see Tommy up here reporting what he chooses to share about his life and how it affected him on a video than him on a street corner selling drugs. You know what I'm saying? Money ain't never did nothing to nobody. It's the person behind the money. It's what you do with the money. And you so right, Coco. Because you know what I used to always say? Even when people used to blame God, like say somebody gets unalive, like in a pum out. I used to always say this: it's not God that did that action; it's people. A pum, even with a pum, a pum ain't never hurt nobody unless a person got behind that pum. And it's the same thing with money. Money ain't never did nothing. She ain't said nothing wrong. Money ain't never did nothing to nobody. It's the person behind the money. It's what you do with the money. Exactly. Real talk, Coco. I gotta make you a mod. Ooh, child, you giving me the chills, girl. Cause you preaching, honey. And you preaching the right stuff. Where's she at? I got to put you as a mod, Coco. I love it. I needed to hear that, honey. That's true. And you know what I'm saying? And just like and we put our faith in the wrong message. You know what I'm saying? As soon as something happened, we want to pray to God. We should have been praying to him way before. Where's Coco? There she is right there. And I hear what you're saying, girl. I'm trying to tell you. Real talk. So I love watching you. You keep it real all the time. So continue to do what you do. Thank you, LaTanya. Tommy in the building. That's what's up. And that's what we do over here. We don't be hating on nobody and stuff. Now I keep it real. I don't like Alvo and I don't like Lashun. I mean, but y'all gotta understand. I'm transparent about it. Yeah, I don't go around like everything's a white picket fence and roses. You know, there are people, I'm not gonna lie, I don't like. And sometimes it's really hard to fake the funk, so I just keep it 100 with y'all. And that's what I did with Lashun, which he only been in the picture maybe a month and a half, 2 months tops. But the time he's been in the picture, I don't like what he stands for. I'm sorry, I don't. I don't like Lashun, and nobody can make me like him. Bobby Smith says, Happy Mother's Day to all God's beautiful women. Thank you, Bobby. Yeah, I got some more other content I got to get ready to get off here and get done. But like I said, I try to give people the game. If you don't want me to give you the game, I see a lot of people ain't been following the game. You know, because I've been seeing a lot of people. There's a lot of people dropping out here on this sector. And that's because they're not following the mission correctly. And just like with the YouTube channel, just like what Coco said, it ain't the money. Money ain't never hurt nobody. It's people behind the money. It's the same thing with the YouTube channel. YouTube ain't never hurt nobody. This platform. It's the person behind the YouTube channel. And that's why you see some people out here, their luck has run out. And they're no longer up here reporting this mess. Because it's something that they're doing behind the channel. They're cutting corners. And just like people always say, oh, money's the root of all evil. This no, listen, it's a good example. That's how people are losing channels. Because it's the people behind the money and the channel. You get this money, thousands of dollars a month, and you don't know how to act. You get to the point that you get behind the channel and you're working like a demon. You're doing things, instead of crossing your T and dotting your I's, instead of getting it the right way, you trying to cut corners, thinking that these sophisticated algorithms ain't seeing what you're doing. Then you waking up in the morning and your whole channel's down. Now you can't report on nothing. Now the enemy done won. Now we can watch you sit down and get out the way, so that when another channel holder is trying to get a video out and get the views and get the audience to listen to what their message is, you ain't in the way no more. So you did that to yourself. And that goes for anybody. So yeah, I'm bouncing all around, but y'all know what I'm talking about. If you're catching, if you're keeping up to everything that I'm saying. Because I'm not just saying stuff about one subject. I'm everywhere today. And you know what I'm saying? Crazy. Yep. With the mess. Yep. Yes, Tommy has came a long way, but he has to stop letting them throw him off, because he's getting the bag now and he don't want that to take. Right, exactly. you got to be careful, because see, there's one person in particular, Messy, and I know Messy be in the bushes because I be in his bushes too. He's known for like destroying people's channels and stuff, and he brags about it, doing it, which is to me destroying people's livelihood. And when you get somebody like Messy, like not on your side, and he don't gotta be on nobody's side, he's no threat. Like Messy ain't no threat to me. But at the same time, your best bet is to just let a hater or somebody like that, even if he ain't a hater, maybe he thinks that that's just how he's supposed to get down in life. But it's just best to let them be great and don't feed into it, because see what their alternative the goal is to do is to try to rock you to sleep and get your channel taken down. You know what I'm saying? I wish that too, Bonita. And yeah, man, because I'm gonna tell you right now, if you put a 1 in the chat, if you see where the real hate comes in for Tommy, for Shamar, and for myself. I'm not gonna say Alvo. Alvo's a clout chaser. He put himself in the situation. He didn't, just by bragging about admitting that he's a clout chaser, any means necessary, a lot of respect. It ain't none for him. But you're under attack when people see you thriving. And what they try to do is they try to trigger you by putting false narratives, things that are untrue about you, character assassinating you, coming in your live chat, trying to trigger you to cuss them out and do this and that and other. Then they want to report the video. See, you want to make it where, yeah, a hater can report your video, but when they manually go in and check the video, you ain't in there carrying on. They'll be like, oh, it was just some. And then what you do is the person that reported the video and it's a false report, now their channel is not going to be taken serious. They're going to be looked at as a spam channel. And it's going to get to the point where YouTube's going to stop even using them as a reliable source to report a channel, because they'll start to say this channel just reports people just for personal reasons. It's not that the channel's doing anything at all. It's just that this person is just a troll, or a spam channel who just is taking advantage of our systems. And whenever they get mad at or disagree with what the host is saying on their lives or on their pre-recorded videos, they just decide to want to report the video. You get what I'm saying? And YouTube will start identifying that channel as a problem channel, and they'll start ignoring their requests to take down videos because they're abusing, you know what I'm saying, YouTube's community guidelines, that YouTube wants us to help them. And, they want us to assist them into taking the culprits down. But when you sitting up there false flagging people, they ain't with that. YouTube's not with that. Happy Mother's Day to you, Bonita. I wrote that, and I'm sorry you didn't understand. I was moving too fast. Bonita, the thing about Tommy is that it's emotional person, as he is invested so much into everyone involved in the mess. Ivan, would you like to come up for a second? I'll put the link up. I'm not going to stay on too long because I have 2 more videos I got to put up. Tomorrow, might be a light day for me because it's Mother's Day. I'm going to eat my brains out, which I ain't even supposed to. I've been eating before Mother's Day came, so that ain't no excuse. But so I'm a definitely, Mother's Day is just another day. Life still goes on. I'm gonna still be putting up my content, but Quantain, how do you say your name? Quatania, Quitania Walker. I probably teared your name up, baby girl. How you doing, sweetie? He is another one for USL. Those who talk against money, I say to them, try to live without money and see how far you will make it in this world. Better ask Alvo. Right, exact. Ooh, child, Coco. I'm trying to tell you. Coco, you ain't never lied. Right, welcome to the family, Coco. Happy Mother's Day, Miss Davis and all of my. Thank you, Dawn. Happy Mother's Day to you as well. Let me put the link for Ivan if he feels like coming up for a minute. I'm not staying on too long, but because it's almost an hour now, but I guess I just got long-winded. So I put the link in the chat. If you would like to come up, Ivan, that's cool. But in the next 5 minutes, if you don't come up, I'm going to just end the live. Thank you. Says Ivan, how would you live without money when our lives on earth depend on it unless you live off the grid, off the land, right? Ain't nobody like you. They are. Thank you, Savine. Oh, there's my Ivan. Nobody like Ivan.
What's up? What's up?
What's going on?
Oh man, it's been crazy to be honest with you.
Yeah, it has been. It has been. I'm gonna say something to the room. I started. Listen, I'm gonna say something to y'all. I'm gonna keep it real. Hey, Big Red. Hey, sis. I had to stop with the messy doll. I do record some of his stuff, stuff that's a little bit content worthy. But when he started saying, Tommythegossip got a caregiver and he gave away his dogs because he was beating on them, and I said, nah, now you starting to just add stuff. Now you adding stuff because
Yeah,
you think people are slow, and we
yeah,
just everything you put out there, we just gonna go, oh wow, for real. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
Come on, this ain't no One Life to Live or As the World Turns. This ain't no soap opera now. Don't start just throwing anything out. Almost like throwing something up against the wall just to see what's gonna stick.
yeah. I've been traveling a lot. I've been touring with my artists,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm the driver as well, so I can't really be on here messaging you guys. But I have been listening. I've been catching quite a bit.
You said quite a bit.
um, a lot of this stuff, even when it comes down to Shamar. It gives off skit. It gives off planned. You
Somebody
know.
else said that too, not just you, because you haven't been in here, so it couldn't have been you that said skit, because this is your first time up here in a minute.
Yeah.
Somebody said it's giving off skit.
I think I can't remember her name, but there's somebody else in Shamar's ear, and I think there's somebody that is actually assisting with putting these bits of pieces together to just recirculate the drama. Some of it just comes off like, man, it's too coincidence or it's too surreal to be like, yeah, that was just Shamar coming up with his own thing. Just the way it's all being placated.
Yeah.
It's you know, it's too much.
Do you
Um,
really think his money was taken?
I don't think so. I really don't think so. The
So
whole
why?
behaviors.
Huh? Go ahead. Yeah, the way he's acting, like he don't seem like somebody that just got like 20 something thousand taken from him.
Yeah, the whole behaviors behind it. I'm actually waiting for Cobb County or Smyrna PD because it takes 30 days for police reports to be published. So I'm waiting to see if something does come out on his address of such of a thing happening.
But I'm hearing it. There's no police report though.
I mean, come on. If there's no, who loves
But
calling the
we are. But no,
police?
listen. Shamar already has said from the gate. Even if it's a skit, sometimes he slips up even in the skit and he tells us the truth at the end because he said the police said it was no forced entries. How is it going to be a police report? Think about this, Ivan. How is it going to be a police report if the police said blatantly there's no forced entry?
Right. And that's what I was concluding to is that the whole truth of the matter doesn't add up, you know?
Mm-hmm.
How those apartments, I'm going to be honest with you. I mean, those apartments are very weak. The door security is very weak. The back door is very weak. However, Shamar is not giving that he had
He
this
got
money
robbed.
stolen.
No,
It's
he's
just not.
not.
It's not believable.
I
I
mean, you
would
got to
go.
remember, even though Shamar's supposed to be the clout, even the clout has to keep the work circulating now. Because how do you think Shamar got the clout? He started off for everybody else with 0 subscribers, 0 views. He stayed consistent doing whatever he was doing up here on social media, and his videos started going viral because they were being shared out. He got,
Right.
it's like the winning the lottery. It was just his turn now. It was the luck of the draw. It was just his turn to get his shine because he was putting out so much content from being consistent. One piece of content hit, and then it's like a domino effect.
Right. But I mean, let's keep it real though. Who loves calling the police more than anybody? It's Shamar. Okay.
Right.
And then why would he not press charges?
Well, he said that he was trying to get the police to do that, but they wouldn't because, like I said, it wasn't no crime committed.
No, no, that's not true. That's not true. In the state of Georgia, you have the right to press charges. You have the right to put a warrant out on somebody. You can use your own hearsay to push it through the courts. So if he's claiming he got robbed, and the police say, well, we don't have no evidence. And Shamar says, well, I want to move forward with an investigation and I would like to press charges because I say I'm Shamar. I'm saying this money is gone and missing. Well, then they have to do that. That's why we pay taxes for. The police just doesn't say, "No, we're just not going to take a report on missing money." I've never heard such of a thing.
Well, that's what he said. That's why I'm just telling you what he said, and that's why I said we can only go by what comes out the horse's mouth. But we have to understand what comes out of some of these people's mouths. They lie, so we don't know what to believe. You know what I'm saying? That's why a lot of times the real truth comes out without you even doing your due diligence after time goes by. Whatever's done in the
So
dark always comes to the light.
I truly and I haven't really been inside the mix or talking to my folks that are on the inside. I've been really busy.
Mm-hmm.
However, Shamar's money is not hitting the same. He's had to go through what, three different accounts. He's not booked and busy. And I
Busy.
really I really think that the stolen money and the whole claim, and also I believe a lot of this drama is to keep him in circulation of views and to keep his social medias popping because honestly where the money is actually coming from is from YouTube, is from Instagram and such. So he has to make some loud noise to keep people coming back to him.
Mm-hmm.
Now, a lot of other content creators have picked up on the same ploy that Shamar has been doing for a long time, and it seems to be working. People, I don't know, people these days are not very smart, and they fall for these ridiculous, dumb drama tricks,
Right.
and it sucks in the views, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And I wanted to comment. So for Tommy, Tommy,
Wasn't you
he's
a mod for him for one point of time?
no, I was never a mod
Oh, I
for
thought
him.
okay,
No,
I'm sorry. I thought you was. That's all I asked.
no. Um, I was trying to work with Tommy, and I was trying to get Tommy in the industry like Wendy Williams as a commentator on celebrity and city news. That's what I was trying to work with Tommy on.
Mm-hmm.
However, with that being said, Tommy is doing his thing, and I'm not saying he's doing a bad anything in a bad way. However, I don't think he sees the opportunity that he has with the way he's comedial. He can lay things out in a way that makes sense that people can resonate with. And so, in one sense, he is dropping the bag um, because lately, I mean, for a long time, it's just been Shamar, 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 Shamar.
Mm-hmm.
And he can do other things. I wanted to manage him. I wanted to teach him and get him onto some other things so that his bag can grow, to grow his audience, to become a staple, not just in Atlanta, not just a staple for Shamar and Alvo, but a staple as a celebrity commentator because he does have that knack. He has that niche to do so.
He's
Um,
funny
so
as hell. Tommy is.
so in one way, he is dropping the bag because there's more things that he can do. I don't have no bias against Tommy at all. I wish him the best. Wish I could have worked with him, but I guess that boat has sailed. Um, you know, but there's much more that he can do, and there's much more that he can offer. Now, Alvo, um,
Oh,
I saw your title, and I was like, oh yes,
which one?
okay.
Which one? What? Which one?
This title, the title
Oh,
right
this one.
here.
Oh, it says, "Who
Yes.
cares about what you think about Tommy the Gossip, Shamar, or Elbow? I don't like him." You knew who I was talking about when I said that, right? I don't like him.
Yes. So, and I'm gonna be straight up and I'll tell the whole internet, I don't care. Alvo came into this whole thing like a big dog, and when you come to the internet comparing, and especially off other people's money, and he went to Lululemon. Oh yeah, he got all this stuff, and he was stunning on the internet. And it's like, yo, like for real, you're really gonna stunt on the internet? Then the way he talks about women, everything for Alvo is not authentic. You know, I have outfits that will put mortgage payments to shame,
Right.
but I don't go around flaunting or any of that,
Used to
and
having things. When you're used to having things, you don't have to do that. That's small stuff to a giant. You know what I'm saying?
right,
I was
and
just talking
same,
to my mother. I said, to her, I was just talking to her in general. She's my mother, so she knows anyway. I said, listen, I don't be worrying about materialistic things no more or designer stuff because I've had all that. You know what I'm saying? Because I had for Mother's Day bought my mother some Burberry sunglasses because she's in. I That's why I got my real. I'm not talking about knockoffs. I'm talking about real designer, fashion sense from growing up. My mother's always wore labels, and I look just like my mother too. You know what I'm saying? Everything about us, fashion, the way, just everything. She still dresses like how I dress, and she's my mother. And so I was just telling her because they messed up on the order and sent her the wrong sunglasses from the sunglass place. And then she wanted some not Burberry's. Oh God, what's the name of, and some other sunglasses. But we were talking in general or whatever. And like my mother was saying to me, like when you're used to having things, some those materialistic things don't mean nothing to you. So you don't have to get up here like when I just showed how the dude VAR is showing he got 92,000, and people think that like that's a lot of money that makes somebody a big dog in the game. That's not no money. You know what I'm saying?
right.
That's not no money. But when you're not used to having things, it is, and you feel as though what you're really making a fool of yourself, actually.
And
Because
he was
go ahead.
and he was doing it off other people's money. And now, the truth. well, I'm gonna say the truth, but reality is coming to light against Alvo, and I'm all here for it. And actually, I'm like, hey, let's rock it. You know what I'm saying? Like, show your words, Alvo.
Now, what
What
he
can you?
was doing, remember I kept saying those Airbnbs are not from his supporters. Those are him skimming off the top of Shamar's money, and he's taking money from Shamar and getting those Airbnbs.
Right.
You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? And then
Right. And
as soon as he left Shamar, the only Airbnbs he was getting was from the money that he saved up skimming. And when it ran out, that's why he's now in his mother's basement sleeping.
right, exactly. And that was my point from the get go of all of this was what talent does Alvo have that's
None.
going to keep us entertained?
Well, none. Because look at where he's at now. I mean, like for an example, I today mentioned him. I think I mentioned him yesterday or day before yesterday. I haven't really been doing too much commentary on him. I'm putting him back on the map. How can
Well,
someone
then,
you hate so bad put you back on the map? You should want to be my best friend or anyone in this sector's best friend that's a content creator that's willing to put you in the title and the thumbnail of a video and talk about you.
yes.
Because your viewership is gone. Your clout is gone. You are a one-hit wonder, like I said was gonna happen to him.
Yes, I'm trying to keep up with the comments here. 7. No, no one is saying that Shamar's house was not broken into. What we were talking about is the money. Was there really $20,000 of money in there? $10,000? Was there really
In
money
that
in
safe.
there? Right. No one is saying that, oh, his house was not broken into at all. So how
But
they
the
got the
amount of
PS.
money that they're trying to say was taken was
Right. So
big.
the PS5 that was taken, you know, a simple home robbery, a PS5, you know. Um and I guess to conclude, oh yeah, the PS5 got taken. Let me go ahead and make this story even bigger by saying my safe got taken as well. So, yeah.
A
Yeah, I
lot of
mean if
people
you
saying for an insurance job. I said, Shamar don't want to be part of no insurance job, honey, because if he's on Social Security disability, and if they find out he's even got that kind of money to do an insurance job, he won't have Social Security disabilities. Okay,
which is why I'm waiting for Smyrna PD to release the police report on his address, which takes 30 days, and we can really see what's on there. Really see what the police wrote.
so do you really believe that there is a case that's being filed that was filed?
Well, regardless, if the police went out there, we would
They
be
that was
able,
going to be documented, right?
right, we will be able to get all that. Exactly.
So, and if that was all that was documented, is that they came out and took a police report, which is different than an investigation report. That's all we might just get is that they came out because he says that somebody broke into his house, and the cop.
Right,
It'll be in a report that they said that it was no finding of a break-in because it didn't look like uh you know uh a burglary. It looked like somebody left the back door open that was already in the house or that he may have knew and just came through the back door, no forced entry.
right. Yep. Exactly. And so, if at the end of the day, what they stole was a PS5, I mean, whoop de doo, Shamar, you claim to have several thousands. Well, then just go buy another PS5s.
Exactly.
You know, I'm pretty quick to poke holes in a lot of these situations, and I've been dying to get on your live.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and I kind of wanted to rewind back a little bit that where a lot of people did not understand the relationship between an old friend of Shamar on another TV network. And I know I've met this person. I know this person. This person does come. Um, come off more genuine to me. However, this person did explain the whole situation between Shamar and Trez.
Mm-hmm.
Trez was a really good close friend of Shamar, and Shamar Shamar seems not to be able to have a mind of his own. And when you're surrounded by so many people, and so many people, are being catty and they're talking bad about your friend and putting things in Shamar's head about his friend, well, that's why they ended up falling out. It really wasn't anything that
Oh,
Trez
the
did
one that
to.
went to jail, that kid that went to jail?
Yeah, it wasn't anything that Trez did to Shamar or anything like that. It just had more to do with separation of friendship through other people. That was it. So I understand
Conquering the
where,
pride thing.
yep, I understand where Trez is coming from. Trez has every right to feel upset. He has every right to feel slated. But as we've seen, this is the way Shamar acts. He, it's one person to the next person, one person to the next
Flip
person.
flops.
Yep, that's right.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know Lashun. I don't know him personally. I've not met him. But just from the
I
outside
don't know
point of
him either, but
view,
I don't like him. What
yeah,
I do see of him. I'm sorry, I just don't. He's in the same boat as Alvo. I just don't care for him. I don't hate him,
yeah,
because hate's a strong word, but I wouldn't invite him to a dog show.
right. I'm trying to read the comments here. But with um with LaShawn, they had that bad falling out and everything. And I think that LaShawn is planting seed to really hurt Shamar.
What about
Um,
that, though? What do you think about that?
um,
Throwing rocks and
Mess.
hiding their hands?
Oh man, Messy Dolls.
He's messy.
Yeah, he's pretty. And he does cut very deeply. The recording that he played, I can tell that it was not a unedited version. It was definitely edited, and I kind of look at that a little sideways.
Yeah, and he
Um,
kept just playing the one little part. Because I kept saying, like, playing the devil's advocate. I think if we heard a little bit more of the video, we'd probably saying, "Oh, Tommy was just joking. He didn't mean it in that way. It wasn't like he literally did do that, or you know what I'm saying, or had anything to do with it." And then when I heard the full video, I said, "Oh, like I said the first time. Come on now, Tommy ain't did no stuff like that. Come on, it was more to
well,
that video."
well, I mean, I'm gonna just give it to you real. I'm gonna give it to you real, okay? That whole recording was a skit, okay? And you got to look at it for what it is. The
Mm-hmm.
people that were, I'm not even gonna say their names, but the people that were doing this skit
Kay
always
and
had.
Tommy with the people on the recording.
Right. So you got to look at it for what it is.
Right.
It's just involving themselves. It's to stay in the motion. It's to stay in getting the views.
You didn't hear me
There
when I
were
said you, but Tommy Gossip is clever too, because he's knowing how to create his own content as well. Because you see, with the VAR situation, where the dude that's showing his bank account again, like he did with Shamar, yeah, that's content. But see, I'm not hating on him because it's content for Tommy, it's content for me, it's content.
and
Get
but
the ball rolling.
listen, K is smart on some things. She is really smart. I've met her. I've been around her. You know, and she's kind of like the Sour Patch. She's sweet, and then she's sour.
Mhm.
However, she knows how to play this game. She knows how to stay relevant. And that's what she's got right now. She's not working with Shamar, and so anything for clout, anything to be within the motion. But
Mhm.
K is very smart. She knows what she's doing. And I honestly, I can't necessarily blame her because what happened between her and Shamar was messed up. And Shamar dropped the bag. Kay was bringing him up. Kay was doing the right things. Kay didn't do anything wrong. So
You're right,
just like Tommy, Kay feels a certain type of way, and it's personal. It's personal for the both of them.
Toya. Mm-hmm.
However, with
Can't
what
get mad
Kate,
about it because you can't really tell somebody how they're supposed to react or feel about something that happened to them.
right, and with Kay, she's got to move on though. If she wants to manage an artist and she wants to be a manager, she has to move on. She
Professional.
has to, right, she has to focus on whatever artist that she has on her side working with her and put focus on that and make them a star.
Right. Put that energy on something positive,
Right,
which
right,
which is one of her clients. You know what I'm saying?
right,
She's
right.
she's hurting herself as well, not putting the focus on her client.
And the thing about this industry is that when you are too messy, when things get too messy, we fall back. We're
Hmm.
not messing with you. We're not touching you, you know? So that's the thing. And artists, smart artists, would pick up on that and say, you know what, I'm not even going to go there. You know,
Like Fendi,
I,
like Fendi.
yes.
Like she was
Yeah,
saying, she's treading lightly with Shamar because she knows it can start off okay, and then he'll go right to the deep end as soon as he gets around the wrong circle. You know
right.
what I'm saying? And she can't take the chance with it because her people are gonna come down after her because she's the
Yes.
one that brought him in the mix.
Yes, exactly.
Mhm.
And, so these are the things that industry people look at. And Shamar has definitely dropped the bag. And there's a thing in this industry where it's called you're getting pimped out,
Mhm.
and if Shamar does not come up with anything very clever, he's just going to continue being pimped out. He'll get, 1,000, 2,000 here, but at some point, um, those same people that's been booking him, they're not going to book him anymore because they're going to move on to the next big artist.
Right. Well, that'll be
So,
his loss.
I'm just keeping it real. As far as Messy Doll, he does bring a lot of truth to light. He does put things in a proper perspective, but at the same time, um, the tabloids got famous not just because they told the truth. so
Yeah,
you know,
I get what
so
you're saying.
you know,
Paparazzi.
so right. So you got to look in between the lines, everybody, and you got to really see for what it is. I mean, if you're really truly invested into all of this, then you really you really got to cut through and see fact for fact.
Right.
But man, I tell you, we got to talk, Miss Davis. We got to talk.
We definitely will.
I got some inside stuff that I cannot speak on here right now. You're gonna have to hit me up on the phone.
Hmm.
There's been a lot that's been going on in the celebrity world, and I just want to talk to you about it.
All right. Well, I'll definitely hit you up so we can talk about it on the back end.
Yes, definitely. And hello, everybody. I'm trying to read your comments, your nice comments. Thank you for being here. Thank you for supporting. I'm sorry I have been gone. I've been, whoo, it's been crazy, y'all. But I'm here and I'm watching and I'm listening, even if it's not live.
Hmm.
Happy Mother's Day to you, Miss Davis.
Thank
Happy
you.
Mother's Day to everybody. Have a great day tomorrow. Keep it happy, keep it positive, you
Hmm.
know. Um, but yeah, so was that everything we wanted to conclude?
Yeah, I'm gonna get up off here because I got two more videos got to put out, and it's getting kind of late. I'm so glad you came up though, and we definitely I will be getting you on the back end because I definitely want to hear the tea. Tea.
I'm
So,
gonna tell you this. I'm gonna tell you this. I got somebody that's coming at me real hard in the wrong way, so
what?
yeah, they gonna find out. They gonna find out, but I'm trying to keep it peaceful, and I'm trying to see if things can smoothen out. But if they want to push those buttons, we can go there.
Right, right. And I don't think they do, but hey, sometimes people got to learn the hard way.
Oh, and one last thing I wanted to say.
Hmm.
Um, I really don't get the logic of VAR publishing his bank account information. That
I
is
don't
so
either.
it is so tacky. It is so tasteless. You know, just be real and be yourself. You don't have to flaunt on the internet. There's always going to be a bigger shark than you. And if you want clout and if you want fans and you want ordinary people to follow you, you know, um,
Organically.
yeah, just be real about yourself. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to be a superstar. I don't want to have clout. So I don't show what I have. I don't show my property. I don't show none of that. I don't even vlog with the people that I work for, my clients. So, but it is interesting to see, his life and what he does, but kind of do it in a much more of a classy way.
Hmm. Well, he don't obviously know nothing about no class, honey, because I don't know why he feels so comfortable sharing that with the public. I mean, thousands upon thousands. I mean, some of that stuff can go viral eventually, and too many of the wrong people could be in your business about you showing that kind of information, and you can get
And
yourself hurt unalived.
And and for Alvo, and I mean this with all my heart, Alvo is young, he's still learning. And if he wants to be a big dog, if he wants to be a big boss, you know, he may not be going about it in the right way right now.
Mhm.
It's not to say that he can change. It's not to say that he can mature and he can grow from this. But really, you know, wants to do his clothing designs. He's into modeling and all that stuff. You know, if Alvo truly put his mind into those things, he really can be somebody, but he needs to step away from this mess. Honestly, if he stepped away from talking about Shamar and then he focused on himself, he can gravitate his own audience, his own people. Sit
Just like
down.
Shamar did it with his.
Right. Sit down, do some sketches, talk with the people, get feedback from what they like about your designs. Do it on live and let's see your growth. You know what
Mhm.
I'm saying? That's what this industry is about. That's what YouTube is all about. If you got if you got followers and you got an audience,
Use
capitalize
it,
on
baby.
that.
Use it.
Right. And leave Shamar behind.
Hmm.
I really don't see Shamar growing or getting any bigger than what he is now. So
Hmm.
leave it behind, Alvo, and focus on you. Show what you got. Show your talent. If it's modeling or if it's your clothes design, work. Make it happen. Some people's gonna reach out to you if they see the positivity. If they really see you doing the deal, I promise you, I guarantee you 100%. Somebody in the industry, somebody that does manufacturing and clothing design, somebody um from any of these schools that are interns will reach out to you and say, I want to work with you. But if you
Right.
keep on with the negativity, it's just not going to happen. And I just wanted to
Right.
say that from my heart. I'm just trying to keep it real.
No, I get it because a lot of people don't want to deal with messiness in the industry. They don't want to put these kind of people on their portfolios. and they got to get that. That just like what we were just talking for a hot little second about Kay. You know what I'm saying? She's got to like let this go. She can't keep
So
hanging on to this because it's hindering her and it's stopping her from her own goals and success. You know, in her own
yeah,
bag.
yes,
You
yes.
know.
So I see this, and I'm here with you, Miss Davis. I'm
Mhm.
sorry I've kind of been a little MIA.
That's
You
all right.
know,
You
I've
have
been
your own
trying.
life to live too. Things that you got to accomplish.
I've been trying to get on normal schedule, and I'm like, oh, Miss Davis is coming on live in a minute, and I'm here waiting, and then boom, I get a phone call, and it was like, man, come.
Yeah, but you got, like I said, you got a life to live too. Your life is not full time. Monitoring my platform. You gotta feed yourself and keep a roof over your head too. So
Exactly. Thank you, player. Thank you, Seven. I'm reading some of your comments. Thank you, guys. If y'all want to talk to me, you can. My IG is NEGRIORO.
let me see. Hold on. I'm gonna put the link in there.
Yeah, 'cause I believe I saw a message that Seven wanted to reach out to me about something, and I didn't want to ignore that. Um,
You
but
have the backup behind it.
yeah, yeah, the backup. Uh-huh.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right. This is his channel right here for Instagram. Y'all go over and follow his channel on IG because his other main channel got hacked. So he's trying to
Yeah.
get his following back up. And
Yes.
he really should and actually let me share before I get off because I'm gonna get off in a second. I'm gonna share right now his page so you know that you're on the right page.
And if you want to work with somebody, just talk to me. Don't go straight to them and everything because they're going to come back to me and they're going to question and stuff like that. If you're into music, if you're into acting, if you're into modeling, just talk to me straight up. I'm a nice guy. I'm very humble about it and I'm very honest. I can put some works together. If you have good stuff, if you have good talent and you're ready, then just hit me up. If you need some polishing, if you need some assistance to perfect your craft, it doesn't matter if it's design, if it's modeling, if it's singing, if it's rapping, it doesn't matter. I have people for you. I can line you up with the right people. And if you are ready, I can get you booked. I can get you booked on stage. We can do some amazing things. But this industry is not for the sensitive. You have to be very, very strong
Mhm.
to work in this industry.
Right. Yeah. So let me get up off of here. Because like I said, I gotta get this stuff done. I'm almost trying to talk myself out of doing these last two videos, but I'm gonna push myself though. And because I really want to have I'm still gonna work tomorrow, but I really want to have it a short day, so I can enjoy the rest of my Mother's Day.
Absolutely.
So I'm gonna get off of here. Thank you, Ivan, for coming up. I definitely will be contacting you on the back end so we can talk. I ain't gonna forget to do that.
Yes. Thank
And
you.
y'all have a blessed day and Mother's Day if I don't speak to some of y'all, even though I'll be on here tomorrow. I love y'all. Stay blessed. And I'm out. Bye for now. Mwah. All right, Ivan.
Bye bye.
Bye-bye.